Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back with another video. I am here on the big island of Hawaii in the apartment and I'm doing the mid-year tarot tag, hashtag mid-year tarot tag by Chanel Days. The way I've gone about this is, today is Self-Care Wednesday. I'm having a self-care day after kind of a long week of getting all my chores done, and I wanted to do this video. So we're just going to use what's here in the apartment to answer these questions. The bulk of the collection that I've managed to gather over here in Hawaii is next door at the above the academy, and I don't want to go over there, bring stuff, and then come back, and I don't want to film in the heat. So I'm just going to film the video here with what I've got, and actually I think I can answer all the questions here. So hang on just a second. All right, so over there is a little kind of bookshelf. You can see the baby's books are on top, and all my daughter's books are in the middle. And those gray bins in the back, you see one is missing. That's my deck box. And then the gray bin next to the empty square is my books. So I have the gray bin right here next to me. And that's where we're going to be getting most of the decks to answer all the prompts. So the first prompt is the deck you've used most so far in 2025. And I'm going to say this is my Dame Darcy. It could also be Thoth. It could also be Tildwick or Robert M. Place's, the First Occult Tarot. But Dame Darcy goes with me all over the place. And I'll just show a couple of cards because why not? I tend to carry her and use her. And as far as like answering certain questions or, you know, having a guide, this one really is my kind of most magical deck, I guess. I've also used my Thoth Greenie quite a bit. This is the one that I got off eBay. The other one I kind of keep pristine in its box because they're basically the same deck. This one I got for a really cheap price because there was no box or book with it. But I don't need any of that because Thoth is my home base system. So I just wanted a greenie. So that was cool. And then of course my little mini greenie, which is, I mean, it's such a great size, and it's got no borders on the back, and the saturation is really beautiful, and I really like it. The MPC cardstock is great, just good all around her right there. So yeah, those are the ones I've used the most. So prompt number 2 is a new deck. And I just so happened to have gotten a box. I was actually waiting for a little while with this. I don't know what's going on with the mail. Sometimes mail to Hawaii takes a little longer. Like sometimes they sit in Honolulu for a week. I don't know. But the last sale I saw Honey Lou doing, sometimes she'll come on Instagram or YouTube and be like, I'm selling these decks. And this last time she was selling quite a few decks, I think for someone else. But she had in that bunch the Soprafino, which the Soprafino has been on my list, on my wish list for probably maybe 10 years. And it's one of those decks that gets pushed back, or I think, well, maybe I'll just get a mass market. Or a couple times I ordered it and they were out of stock and I couldn't get it. There have been times when I wanted to grab it and I ended up buying a different deck. You know, it's a Marseille, but in the Italian style. And so, yeah, I finally got my Il Meneghello Soprafino on a secondhand sale. But she was also selling this edition of Thea, the Garden Goddess, the Hellenic Oracle, and with the bag. And I think this is before she updated the main deck. It was not as many cards. Now the main deck is 100 cards. And the expansion, because I looked at the expansion and some of the first cards that are in here are from the expansion. So this is about 135 cards. There was also some duplicates. I don't know what that's about. But I had been wanting to get this for quite a while, and I wanted the bag that comes with it that Thea recommends. So it was like all in one package. Plus, I don't have to deal with fucking make playing cards, who I am still so mad at because they don't want to send to a P.O. box. So I have to order it and have it sent up to my mom's house. I don't always go to my mom's house. But whoever it is that Honey Lou was selling for kindly put these all in alphabetical order. So, like, I think all those first 4 or 5 cards are all from the expansion. But yeah, this is the Greeks, you know, all the myths, and Thea went through the effort of putting in Greek these names, which I don't know what that's going to do for me, except for make me familiar with it. But just beautiful romantic artwork. In most cases, I believe she tried to actually use artwork that had the actual gods and goddesses. It didn't always work out that way, and in some cases, like things like the dawn are pictures, landscape pictures, which I really liked. And I had been wanting this. This has been on my wish list for a while. I believe when I did Lisa's helping you pick out the deck or whatever, that show that she used to do all the time. She doesn't do those videos anymore, which is too bad because that was fun. This was on my list to get. So those are the 2 new decks, and there's prompt 2. 8 minutes in, holy shit. All right, this is kind of a snide prompt. A deck that could be better. All right, so I was recently gifted this Lost Hollow Tarot, which I was excited to get because I enjoy Pixel Occult. I like their whole vibe. Everything Pixel Occult, I like. I used to have the neon something, the pink and black and white one. And so this one is touted as a Thoth deck, but it's black and white and red for one thing, so it's not the Thoth colors. And it doesn't have everything Thoth. So the quartz are a bit changed. They've, instead of calling the top of the quartz knights, they call them kings, which Thoth doesn't have kings. And they don't use all the keywords, all the same keywords on the minors. And some of the majors, like they don't use the aeon, which is that's a really important one. And there's no lust for strength, which also really important one. So that's kind of how this could have been just a little bit better, although I'm still grateful to have it, and I'm still going to play with it, and I still enjoy it. All right, decks I'm currently using. So I'm a mishmash person. I will just grab a deck. Sometimes I'll throw a deck in my bag and have it for months at a time, even years at a time. In the case of Nellie, I kept Nellie in my bag for years. Before that, I kept Veronica Jude's Don't Panic Tarot in my bag for even longer. But what I'm going to show you are the decks that are in the cubicle. And so I've already shown you a couple of them. This is Primero Tarot, which I've been keeping in my bag, but I had switched it out for another one that I put in there. Lacrimosa Tarot is in here. Wisdom of Pooh Tarot is in here. This is a Benabel Wen Oracle that came as an add-on with the Metaphysician's day planner. The Spacious Tarot I have in here. My son brought me my Sparkly Lenormand. I have that in here. And my Lilac Dondorf. So I've been playing around with Lenormand. Of course, my Minchiati Bombarzo. It's Bombarzo, but the B just comes out. Sorry. I have my Shadowlands in here. I've got an RWS. This is my 80s RWS. I've got the Nemeth Tarot in here. I've got several playing card decks in here. The Devil's Music, which is the Rhythm and Soul playing cards. This is just a Hawaiian set, and this is a bicycle playing cards with dragons. I don't know why I gotta have three, but they're just here. These are just oracles that sit in this thing all the time that my daughter had, and I don't use those. Guardian of the Night Tarot by M.J. Colonnine I have in here. And I always keep these in here, but I don't have the book for this. And I hate round cards, so these may go away and get used for like a paper project or something, but I always have them anyway. And then my Mundi RWS, this double-sided one. This is also in here because it's little and it can go in the bag and it's plastic and it's fun to shuffle. Wow, that's kind of a mess. Okay, so biggest surprise. I've had a couple of good surprises. I ordered the Out of Hand Tarot because I didn't want to miss it. That one I think is gone out of print now. If it's not out of print, it's pretty close. And she's not going to do another one. The Circe Tarot, which I got, but I don't have it in here, was also a big surprise. I was surprised by what a great myth tarot it is, and what a great... I mean, I'm obviously totally into the Greeks right now, but what a really good reader it is. The artwork on the Circe Tarot is super expressive, so it really reads well. But also, this little Primero Tarot that my friend Nancy from Star and Flurry Tarot sent me is just wonderful. It's gilded, it's got these nice kind of oriental rug backs, and it's got this kind of kitschy artwork. And how this is set up is like a playing card deck with trumps, and it's got all the like RWS hints in it. So you got the hand coming out of the clouds, spades or swords, and there's the crown, right? And then there's your Knight of Swords. it's just really, really fun. It's a good little shuffle. This gilding is not sharp. It's just a really sweet, really fun deck, which I've been keeping in my bag. And it was also like a surprise gift, so it was like a surprise. So that was cool. My current crush, damn. This is like that guy you see at a party across the room and you just can't stop thinking about him. Wow. What a sexy deck this is. The size. I love this size of deck. And I don't even have particularly small hands. The little rose gold embellishments, just the minchiati of it all. The semi-illustrated pips in some of the cards. The watercolor washed backgrounds. The colors et al. Are just wonderful. It's just a great deck. I'm verklempt. I've got a big crush on this one. Okay, favorite single card. Let's look at Lacrimosa for a second because, hello. That's right, gilding, these like stoic, so like Exorcist or Dracula backs. Look at this star. And I got the edition that doesn't have the titles on the majors. Let me find my favorite. That High Priestess. Where is it? The roses in this are just the struggle. But this is my favorite card. And it comes from a work of art, which is, I think this is a witch levitating. Let me find a little. Major Arcana, Full High Priestess, the Chariot, La Femme Chauve-Souris. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything, but I'm pretty sure that the painting is of like someone coming upon a bunch of witches in the forest and one is levitating out of a bunch of other ones. Pretty sure, if I recall this correctly. But it's like a witchy vampire thing and it's so cool. That's a favorite card right now. All right. Favorite single card is, okay, prompt 8, a deck that makes me happy. This deck has always made me happy. And it is because when Kimberly Tsan put out the Way of the Panda Tarot, which that has a brilliant guidebook. There's a question later about a guidebook, but I don't have that with me, and certainly I don't have it up here. But this, when she put out this deck, which was kind of an afterthought deck, this is her original kind of squiggly artwork that she used to, when I first started following her, she was just doing like little tarot stuff on Instagram. And I always used to tell her, you should do a tarot deck, but I wanted this stuff. Okay, so the Sparkly Lenormand is just that. This came out with her original Kickstarter for the spread machine. So it's got these cute pink edges. It's got this like watercolor back with the little stars because it sparkles. But these are her little characters. And they are so stinking cute. OMG. The anchor. Her man and woman are kind of androgynous characters. The cupcake. I mean, this is so sweet, so cute. And the tree, because it's about families, that looks like a DNA thing right back there. The birds. Even the clouds are so cute. The mountain is a Sunday. I mean, what's not to love, right? So this deck really, really does make me happy. And that's the Sparkly Lenormand by Kimberly Sand. All right, next, great guidebook. I mean, I could give you some really great guidebooks. Rhythm and Soul has a really good guidebook. Tarot of the Spirit has a fantastic guidebook. Spirit Keepers has an amazing guidebook, but anything by Beneville Wen is going to be very in-depth. But the book that I happen to have is the Book of Thoth, Aleister Crowley. So for a long time, I just had the free PDF that was, you can download it. So I had it on my phone and I had it on my tablet, and I would just turn to it and read excerpts. But honestly, I got this at like a secondhand bookstore, and I was really glad to have it, because then I can really actually, there's something about paper books where you can sit there and stare at them and read the same paragraph 3 or 4 times, which honestly with Aleister Crowley you kind of need to do sometimes. But yeah, it's really good, and I've been delving into a little more Golden Dawn stuff, looking at my old vintage books and really enjoying them. A deck that I want to have by the end of the year. So I've got several pre-orders and Kickstarters that are in the works. My Friend Fire, which is the companion oracle that goes to the Gentle Tarot. Got that one coming. I have a couple of MJ Cullinane decks. Her latest animal deck I pre-ordered, along with another one, I think a pocket version of the Raven Tarot. Those should be coming to me probably next. The Medieval Theater Cats, the Medieval Cat Theater, the latest Baba Studios. I ordered a large limited edition. I don't think I'm going to order the smaller one. Sometimes these decks are meant to be bigger. I wish I had the limited edition of the Alice, although sometimes it's good to have both. I'm not sure. But right now the pre-order for the regular size, and if you want to get a deal, they do offer a deal when they do the pre-order. But then you gotta wait. Of course, the Cracked Amethyst, her Jessica Bott Tarot, or Cracked Amethyst Tarot, and the 2 mini decks that she did as Kickstarter tier, like she kept making more and more money, so I've got those coming. And the Greenwood Tarot. I've backed the Greenwood Tarot. That one, the Kickstarter isn't even done yet, but hopefully he'll have those out by the end of the year. Sometimes they take longer. We don't know, but hopefully by the end of the year. I think Prompt 11 is a deck that hasn't been used yet, even though it's my deck crush. I really haven't used it as a divination. I've only looked at it, read about it, did a video on it, compared it, but I haven't shuffled and asked a question and used it yet. Also, I haven't really used Dark Hollow yet, but I'm going to. My favorite video that I made or saw. Hang on a second. It's hard for me to say. I really enjoy Simon's vlog videos. So I've been watching a lot of his vlog videos. I really enjoyed doing my deep dive on the Tildwick. That was so much fun because I was getting back into a deck that I know very well and sharing it with other people. I also really enjoyed my video that I did on the first occult tarot because I learned new stuff, and it's always fun to me. I'm a Gemini. I tend to really chew on that kind of thing, but I'm also enjoying doing little kind of vlog style stuff with ocean scenes and garden walks and stuff like that. It's a new thing for me, so I'm enjoying the reaction of people who are like, "Yay, more seashore stuff." And I did a couple little videos that were in. We have a friend who caretakes a little condo that's right by the ocean. That one was really enjoyable. So, does that answer the question? I think so. Probably more than I needed to. All right. And then the final prompt is prompt 13. Pick a card for the next 6 months. So what should we use as a deck to pick a card? Well, what the heck? Let's just go with the greenie. All right. I'm going to do this totally randomly. I know some people picked a card on purpose, but it's tarot, right? So for the next 6 months, give us a card for the next 6 months. Let's see. All right, that's the one. Ooh, 5 of Wands, strife. All right, people. Sometimes it takes a little work to put that together. So this is when you feel like you are so far from getting it together. This is when you have to push through and actually keep doing the stuff that can be a little bit uncomfortable, because that is the only way that you're going to get through it. You've got to keep pushing. You've got to keep planning. You've got to keep doing. And that is the 5 of Wands. And I guess that's my 6 months. Thanks a lot, Thomas. But sometimes the journey is work. Sometimes it's hard work, right? And we got to keep doing it. And I got cut off. Oh, I hate when that happens. Thank you, Chanel Days, for a great tarot tag, which has lasted for years. So that's cool. And thank you.